So the votes have been cast. The mood seems to be out. It seems to be shaping up. It's emerging. The exit poll 2026 is here, and we're here to help you decode all of that. From West Bengal to Tamil Nadu, the first big political picture is emerging as we speak. And it's the moment India's political landscape begins to take shape. The numbers are in. We're going to shortly be telling you about it. The trends are emerging, and the big question is, who finally has the edge? From the high voltage battleground of West Bengal to the decisive contest in Tamil Nadu, from the sharply polarized fight in Assam to the closely watched race in Kerala, and of course the Union Territory of Puducherry, 30 seats up for grabs over there. The exit poll 2026 is here. Across these states, voter turnout has been massive. Over 90% in West Bengal, nearly 90% in Puducherry, and above 80% in Tamil Nadu. What's even more significant, women voters are turning out in large numbers, in many cases outpacing the men, adding a decisive new dimension to these elections. Let's break down the battlegrounds one by one. In West Bengal, it's a straight fight. All India Trinamool Congress versus the Bharatiya Janata Party, but with widely divergent exit poll predictions, making it the most unpredictable contest tonight. Then you've got Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu, the ruling DMK, Dravida Munitra Kazhagam, is battling anti-incumbency, whilst the opposition looks to stage a comeback in a tightly fought race. And you must not miss out for the TVK factor. Is he going to be the king or the kingmaker? Well, surprising numbers. We're going to tell you all about it as well. Assam presents a clearer picture as well, with exit polls suggesting a clear advantage for the NDA, even as the Congress-led alliance makes gains in key segments. But it seems like it's a sweep for Himanta Biswa Sarma. And then you've got Kerala, always a unique electoral theatre, remains a contest where every percentage swing matters and where historical voting patterns could once again be tested. And finally, the Union Territory of Puducherry, because in Puducherry, early projections indicate a lead for the NDA with clear-cut alliances there. TVK also participating there, DMK Plus and TVK in Puducherry, but alliances and vote transfers could still play a crucial role. Remember, before we begin, these are exit polls, indicators, they're not results, but hey, they set the tone for what could unfold on counting day. Let's decode the numbers, the trends in every political signal, state by state. Let's start with West Bengal. Can we have the numbers up here on our screens for the state of West Bengal? Mind you, again, these are indicators. These are just the initial numbers. We're talking about People's Pulse. 177 to 187 to the Trinamool Congress, 95 to 100 for the BJP, account not even opening there for the others. So a little bit of an edge for Trinamool Congress. Then you've got the P mark numbers, and here you've got a clear edge for the Bharatiya Janata Party, 150 to 175, somewhere between that figure, 118 to 138 seats for Mamta Banerjee, 2 to 6 for all the other contestants over here. Out of 294, you've got a little edge for the BJP when it comes to the P mark. And then, of course, you've got the poll diary, again giving a clear edge to the Bharatiya Janata Party, 142 to 171. Just a short while ago, you had the Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee saying the TMC is clearly going to be bagging 200 seats. But here, poll diary suggesting 99 to 127 seats, about 1 seat at maximum for the others, and the rest going into the largest kitty going for the Bharatiya Janata Party. And then you've got Matri's polls again. A little decisive edge for the Saffron Party, for 146 to 161 for the BJP, 125 to 140 for Mamta Banerjee and the TMC dispensation, 6 to 10 seats for the others in the fray. So out of all of these so far, it seems like a clear edge for the Bharatiya Janata Party. We've got Chanakya's numbers also on your screens as we speak. Chanakya Strategies giving 150, 160 to BJP, 130, 140 to Mamta Banerjee. A closer contest, nail-biting finish, as it were, according to Chanakya Strategies. So all in all, seems like a little bit of an edge for the Bharatiya Janata Party, apart from one of those pollsters. But then again, it's really difficult to sample. Voting ended today for the second phase of the assembly elections in the state of West Bengal, and bumper voting, mind you. As we speak about all of those numbers, let me introduce you our esteemed panelists that are joining us to help put these numbers into perspective. It's going to be a difficult job, but R. Suresh Kumar, political researcher, joining us from Tamil Nadu; Nirmalya Mukherjee, senior journalist, joining us from West Bengal; George Kalivailil, senior journalist, joining us from Kerala; and Sandeep Pukan, deputy editor, The Hindu, with us on the broadcast as well. Let's focus on the West Bengal numbers first and foremost. Mr. Mukherjee, what do you make of this? I mean, a clear-cut edge for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, we know what happened in 2021. Let's not let the emotions get the best of us or these numbers, early on indicators. What do you suggest? 34 years of the left in Bengal, there was clear-cut decimation. What do you think is going to happen this time around? A direct contest between Mamata Banerjee and Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Bharatiya Janata Party. How credible do you think these numbers stand, just as we're broadcasting this to our viewers?
You see, the numbers that are coming, that is definitely very, very disturbing for Mamata. Because the trend, as it shows, the BJP is having a clear edge. If you go by these numbers. And I'm not stunned or surprised, because I have seen when Mamata went up from 30 to 183, she got a 6 times jump in 2011. And there was increase of poll increase was only 2.5%. Now it is over 9%. In the second phase, it's around 7%. So, but there was no SIR at that point of time. So even if you take the effective numbers, it is more than 2.5%, as it was. So definitely, if you go by the numbers, then definitely BJP is much ahead of Mamata. And I wouldn't be astonished if BJP is having an ascending curve. This ascending curve, BJP is gradually going up. It started off from only 3, went up to 77. And now it's going up to, all the numbers are giving BJP around 160. 160 to 180. So this curve goes on. How far it will go and how less Mamata will come down, that is only after the results come. But I am little, what should I say, little taken aback in the sense that Mamata will severely go down, as I get back feedbacks from the TMC leaders, that she may even not cross the triple-digit figure. She may come down below 100, because there has been a three-way shift, what I see. One is SIR, deletion. Second part is anti-incumbency. And third part is the Hindu consolidation. These three taken together, Mamata is absolutely sandwiched. It's like a club sandwich. Mamata is sandwiched by these three. And that is the only reason, what I feel, is that BJP has made so much of a stride in Bengal. And BJP definitely needs Bengal direly, because BJP has been losing the state for a very long time. And their founding father is from Bengal only. Whatever be the case, Shama Prasad Mukherjee. Now, the problem is this Hindu homeland, this amount of polling, this is definitely a Hindu consolidation, which I have been repeating in your channel for a very long time, that RSS had played a very important role in taking it ahead. And what they have done, I do not know exactly, but they have definitely played a role this time with a face. Otherwise, they used to play without a face. So this Hindu consolidation with SIR and anti-incumbency, all taken together, these numbers, BJP is getting the numbers. I wouldn't be astonished if BJP comes up to around 200 or 200 plus or something like that.
Okay, all right. So you're saying you wouldn't be surprised if the numbers were beyond 150, 160, the average that is being put out. I'll come back to you, Mr. Mukherjee. Let me bring in the other panelists as well. Mr. Pukhan, what's your assessment? Do you think these numbers are going to hold? And if so, what really worked out for the Bharatiya Janata Party this time around? It's unique for the state of West Bengal. Usually, their modus operandi is urban to rural, but it seems to be the other way around for West Bengal. What seems to have worked for the Saffron Party here? And do you think these numbers are holding for the decline of the TMC?
So, first, the health warning, Kabir, that exit polls get notoriously wrong.
Fair enough.
So, that's entirely possible.
We've seen that in 2021 as well. We saw the same in 2021 as well.
No, in fact, I will give you an example. I was just thinking when you were reading out all these different agencies, I was thinking that was the case in Haryana as well. Almost every agency, barring one or two, every agency gave that state to the Congress, but eventually it's the BJP who won. So having said that, I wouldn't be surprised. I agree with Mr. Mukherjee, what he's saying. I wouldn't be surprised. A lot has gone into BJP's planning. I mean, it is actually a prize. It will be their prized possession, as he himself said. That there is Hindu consolidation. Number one, there is tremendous anti-incumbency in terms of the MLAs. You see, Mamata Banerjee herself may be extremely popular, but there are allegations of corruption. There is, what they call as, what the BJP calls a syndicate, the local level dada. So those issues will come into play. SIR, of course, deletions are also a huge factor. So overall, I mean, if you take all these factors, then this is perhaps the best possible chance for the BJP to do well if these numbers sort of are true. In fact, I think Mr. Mukherjee just said that he wouldn't be surprised if they get 200. So, and if the BJP gets 200, that is. I would say that, I mean, the BJP of all the elections in this round of assembly elections of all the states, I think the one state where the BJP put maximum effort, it is Bengal.
Okay. From 77 to 200, that's certainly going to be surprising little, I mean, to my limited assessment and psephology and, talking to people on the ground. But of course, we'll have to wait till the 4th of May and the warning still stands. Mr. Mukherjee, I'm going to come to you. We have this show going on for a long time. Let me bring in our other players as well. Let's talk about the Tamil Nadu numbers. There's a little bit of surprise element over there. Let's showcase some of those numbers. The poll of polls for Tamil Nadu. When we're talking about the Tamil Nadu numbers, we've got the exit polls that suggest that TVK could be playing a major role over here. Is it going to be a kingmaker or a king? Take a look at this. Axis My India suggests 92 to 100 for the DMK plus, 22 to 32 for the AIA, DMK and the BJP combined. No account opening for the others. Mind you, DMK is a 21-party alliance. 98 to 120 for the actor turned politician TVK. What does this mean? Mr. Suresh Kumar, would you like to come in here? TVK with 98 to 120. Is that even possible? I mean, this is like an NTR remake. This is an MGR remake. What does one make of this? I mean, a debutante, a literal three-way contest after a very long time in Tamil Nadu. And now, not just a kingmaker, could very well and possibly be the king. TVK's and Vijay.
Good evening. These numbers don't reflect on ground.
Okay.
Take it from me, DMK is centering and garnering 43.1% of vote share. The other 57% will be fought by ADMK Alliance, or you call it NDA Alliance, or TVK, NTK, Mr. Seeman, and others like Dr. Senior Ramdas and Sashikala.
Yeah.
So DMK is going to form the government of its own. They will win about 131 to 133 seats.
Okay. This is based on what assessment, sir? Because we're learning that the students, the housewives, and the TVK also eating into the Dalit vote share over here.
They are just on what you call social media.
Okay. All right.
They are only on social media. Okay. The narrative, what they said, the fight in 2026 Tamil Nadu Assembly election is between DMK and TVK. That is not true. That narrative is false. The fight in Tamil Nadu is between DMK Alliance or whatever you call ADMK Alliance or NDA Alliance. The fight is between both Dravidian parties. Okay. And this is just you can see in the social media, they're playing it, TVK. And ground level, it is not that. People of Tamil Nadu are very intelligent.
I was just a short while ago, before we began this broadcast, Mr. Kumar, I was listening to Pradeep Kumar, the CMD of My Access India, and he was quite confident in his conviction. He said, we've been speaking to students, to the housewives, to the Dalit vote bank. I know that northern Tamil Nadu and Chennai is a stronghold for the DMK, but TVK doing really well over there as well. The Kaveri belt, the TVK doing really, really well. And mind you, if these numbers hold, wouldn't you be surprised? Would you not be surprised at all? I mean, I'm just trying to understand that.
This will not happen Mr. Pradeep Gupta will be in the same state what he did in 2024 parliament elections.
Okay. I'm going to go across the board once very quickly. Mr. George, would you like to, throw some insight on Tamil Nadu? We're going to come to Kerala as well. But what about this TVK factor? I'm sure you've been following the news as well. After the Karur stampede tragedy, a turnaround like this, I mean, this is just like NTR in Andhra Pradesh. And if these numbers do hold true, this is going to be an egg on the face for the AIADMK and the BJP combine.
Definitely, Tamil Nadu, the main fight is with two Dravidian parties, DMK and Anna DMK. But TVK will make a mark this year. Definitely, that will be, I don't know, the projections in the exit poll says that it will be 15 to 28 or even 120 by Axis My India, 98 to 120. I don't know. I don't think so. But I am sure TVK will be a major player in Tamil Nadu politics now onwards. And TVK will definitely be in the Tamil Nadu Assembly, and Vijay will control either whether we have to wait whether he will be the kingmaker, he can be a kingmaker or not. That will be decided only after the final election counting is ready. But in Tamil Nadu, I think this election also, it is between two DMK and AIADMK.
We've got another set of numbers coming in from Tamil Nadu, and then we'll go across to Kerala in just a moment. Let's take a look at that. People's Insight for the state of Tamil Nadu. Take a look at that. Some of those seats, 120 to 140 for the DMK alliance, 60 to 70 for the AIADMK, the other Dravidian party, 30 to 40 for the TVK. So a complete opposite picture here. I'm sure, Mr. R. Suresh Kumar, you must be happy with these numbers, at least according to your assessment. They're more closer to your assessment over here. Matri is also giving 125 to 145 to the DMK alliance, 65 to 85 for the other Dravidian party, and 1 to 6 seats for the others. No numbers, but in particular for the TVK. But hey, even as we're, doing this number crunching, let's talk about Kerala as well. We will talk about Kerala. All right, P mark as well before we move on to Kerala. P mark for the state of Tamil Nadu. Again, 125, 145 seats for the DMK, 65 to 85 for the AIADMK. Axis My India, I don't know with what conviction, making TVK and actor Vijay the king, the heir apparent, the king for the state of Tamil Nadu. No need for two leaves or the two suns rising, quote unquote, and pun intended. It's the whistle that's blaring through, all through the noise for the state of Tamil Nadu. Let's talk about Kerala very quickly. The Kerala numbers up next on our screens. Take a look at that. And it seems like winds of change in Kerala. People's Insight giving the LDF 58 to 68. The UDF with a slight margin nicking this battle, 66 to 76. For the BJP combine, it's 10 to 14 seats and about a seat for the others in the fray. 58 to 68 for the LDF versus 60 plus for the UDF. Matris also giving the UDF 70 to 75. Seems to be a sitter for the UDF over here, Mr. Kalavayal. And 60 to 65 for the LDF, 2 to 4 seats for the others. No numbers given there for the NDA. P mark also with their numbers out for the state of Kerala. 62 to 69 for LDF, 72 to 79 for UDF, and 3 for the others. What does this essentially tell us, Mr. George? Take a look at this. Axis My India numbers over here as well. Another clear victory for the UDF. The Congress seems to be coming back. Now, I could be asking you whether it's going to be Chennitala, whether it's going to be V.D. Satishan, whether it's going to be K.C. Venugopal. Of course, he's much more important when it comes to the national capital. People's Pulse also giving it to the Congress, to the UDF, 75 to 85. And mind you, if V.D. Satishan wins, it's going to be a 6th time win this time around. So, Mr. George, what do you make of that? A houseboat for the Congress in Kerala finally?
I think the exit poll predictions in Kerala is almost expected, and that may happen because it was almost sure that UDF will come back to power because there was strong anti-incumbency.
Okay.
It's the Pinarayi Vijayan government, as the CPM-led LDF government, who was ruling last 10 continuous years. There was strong resentment. I think the main thing, what happened in Kerala is the shift of the minority votes towards UDF. Last time Muslim
27% Muslim population, 27% Muslim population. But Mr. George, whilst you're at it, also help the viewers understand 27% Muslim population, and the Muslim voters don't essentially vote like the Christians end up doing in the state of Kerala.
But in this election, Muslim votes were more concentrated, and I think they voted at least 80 to 90% voted only for UDF. They were almost unanimous that they should throw away LDF government. And the Christian votes, there was a division. Even though there was a majority share went to the UDF, because of Kerala Congress Mani group led by Jose K. Mani, mainly in the central Kerala, especially in Kottayam, Idukki and Pathanamthitta districts, there may be a little shift. The shift may be little, or the effect may be very little. But in northern Kerala and central Kerala, it is pro-UDF and pro-Congress. And it was very clear. Even during I was there till last week. I went to Kerala just for vote. Right now I am sitting in Delhi. But it was clear and evident that the people's mood was to change the government. And I think this will happen. And almost all exit poll from Axis, My India or People's Pulse or Vote Vibe or People's Insight or anything, all are unanimous. And I think that will happen. Only thing we want to know is that whether the BJP, which put in so much effort, can make a clear presence.
Mr. George, even 2 seats for the BJP is going to be a major headline come 4th of May. Let me tell you, even 2 seats for the BJP is going to be a major headline. Well, we'll have to wait and find out for that. Next time around, when I come to you next, we'll talk about Kochi, Malabar, Travancore, what really worked out for the UDF over here. And we do need an answer on who do you think is going to be the CM face. I don't know, not many takers for Shashi Tharoor, but the other 3 names, V.D. Satishan, Cheni Tala and K.C. Venugopal. What's it going to be? I think the Congress party has avoided a Haryana-like situation for the state of Kerala. They're set for a comeback. Finally, a houseboat in the backwaters of Kerala for Congress party. But who's going to be the face? That's another thing to look at. Mr. Phukan, you've been waiting very patiently. And Mr. Mukherjee, mind you, I'm going to come back to you. We're going to talk about West Bengal very, very soon. Let's establish the numbers for the state of Assam now, shall we? Can we have the numbers for Assam on our screens? People's Insight, there you go. And it seems to be a clear sweep for the Bharatiya Janata Party and the NDA combined, 88 to 98 seats with the picture of Himanta Biswa Sarma. Gaurav Gogoi and the Congress were just 30 to 34. Of course, some gains in some significant areas, but 2 to 4 for the others seems to be a return. The T tribes traditionally have been a Congress, supporting belt going to the NDA this time around. Poll diary also giving it to Himanta Biswa Sarma, 86 to 101, 15 to 26 for the Congress plus. Do we have more numbers for Assam? Yes, we have. We do. Let's broadcast them. PMark talk about 82 to 94 seats for the BJP plus, 30 to 40 for the Congress plus, and again a clean sweep, it seems, for the BJP, 1 to 5 for the others in the fray. We also have Matriz with their numbers, 85 to 95. Again, it seems to be unanimous when it comes to the state of Assam, 85 to 95, 25 to 32 for the Congress party, 85 to 95 for the BJP plus, 6 to 12 for the others in the fray. And finally, Axis My India giving it a 88 to 100 to the BJP. Himanta Biswa Sarma smiling hard. And the Congress party, the Congress plus combined, 24 to 36 with just about 0 to 3 to the others in the fray. Mr. Phukan, what do you make of this? When did the tide essentially turn? We know 2016, Tarun Gogoi, back-to-back wins for him. Is this simply polarization? Do you think the schemes work? And people aren't talking about the delimitation as much. And mind you, Himanta Biswa Sarma's personality has also been talked about, so much on social media, if I may.
Yes, I think it's a couple of factors. First of all, if these numbers hold, it wouldn't be surprising. What is surprising is that actually they've done better than the last time around. They had 75 NDA plus. The NDA had 75. So it is actually an improvement on their 2021 score. Even the lower figure in most of these polls mentioned 82, 85, 88. I think one has given 88 to 100.
Axis My India, that's right.
I think that would surpass even Mr. Sharma's expectation, because I heard him say in one of the interviews that they are expecting around 90 seats. The alliance is expecting around 90 seats. So a couple of things. Obviously, what wouldn't have worked if these numbers hold, I repeat, then the grand alliance of the Congress would not have worked. It was key to actually the party doing well in Upper Assam. Upper Assam is very crucial. Upper Assam is Eastern Assam. So Eastern Assam, you have to do well to, if you do well, then generally things would have fallen in place for the Congress alliance. That may not have happened. The Risor Dol, the Assam Jatiya Pariষদ, these are all small parties. They came together. That may not have happened. That may not have worked in their favor. Secondly, as you rightly said, the tea garden community, they have moved towards the BJP. They used to be a stronghold of the Congress for the longest time, but they have decisively moved since 2014. They have decisively moved towards the BJP. And last but not the least is the welfare schemes. I can't think of one segment that has been left out by the government of Assam. So you have Arunodaya scheme. Arunodaya scheme is a scheme where they give cash transfers to women of poor families. Then you have incentive schemes, including giving scooties to girl children who pass their 12th to go to college. Then they give some kind of allowance to students. So practically, they give assistance for farm implements to farmers. That is in addition to Kisan Samman Nidhi, which is given by the center. So the same amount. So the center gives 6,000. Assam government adds another 6,000. So a lot of welfare schemes have actually.
So essentially, a huge wave of pro-incumbency is what I've understood. Essentially, Mr. Phukan. And
no, but that's not. Hang on, Kavit. No, that's not what I meant to say. It was a very keenly contested election. Okay. I wouldn't say that this was a wave election in favor of BJP. No. From what it seemed like a no election in, say, when I was there in the state around December, January, to March, I mean, just in the run-up to the weeks, running up to the election on 9th of April, the polling day, the opposition had sort of picked up. They had campaigned very hard. But eventually
the passport row came to light. People started talking about that. Remember the Zubeen Garg, untimely death of Zubeen Garg. A lot of youngsters suddenly talking about Zubeen Garg factor. And of course, we're poorer without that great musician, but it was a factor.
It was a huge factor. Zubeen Garg was a huge factor in terms of youth vote. So, from what it seemed like a no contest, it became a close contest. But eventually, I'm quite sure that the vote share will tell you a different story. Once we know the vote shares, it'll tell you a different story. The seats may well hold true, but I think in terms of vote share, it'll go up. Also, of course, remember, last time in 2021, AIUDF, Ajmal's party, and Congress fought together. So there was a massive consolidation of votes. This time around, AIUDF was almost non-existent, but it just kind of came out of nowhere in the last 1 month or so and contested.
Look at the Bodoland party factor as well, Mr. Phukan.
Yes, Bodoland party, BPF was earlier part of their alliance. It was in Congress alliance. Now they have moved to NDA. In fact, both the parties, UPPL, it's also a Boro party, that's also part of the NDA, though they have contested separately in the assembly elections. But they were part of the NDA, the larger NDA family. So what I mean is that, the alliance did not work for the Congress if these numbers hold true. The grand alliance of these small regional players like Assam Jatiya Pariষদ, Risor Dol, all these did not work well. That's number one. Number two, that Congress hasn't been able to make a dent in their Upper Assam vote, that region. So these are two important factors that have come out. So the leadership factor, we can talk about it later, but maybe Gaurav.
Fair enough. You've given us a nice summary of what really is at play and why it seems like it's a clean sweep for the Bharatiya Janata Party. I'm told I need to slip into a quick commercial breather here, but before that, two things. Let's talk about the Puducherry numbers, and we'll go across to Mr. Mukherjee as well very quickly. First, let's talk about the Puducherry numbers. This is the People's Pulse, giving 16 to 19 for the BJP plus, Congress plus getting 10 to 12, and 1 to 2 seats for the others. The NDA clearly ahead in the state of Puducherry, in the union territory of Puducherry, beg your pardon, 30 seats up for grabs. And then Access My India, again, a similar picture, at least for the BJP plus, the 16 to 20, it seems like for the AINRC, the BJP, the AIADMK and the LJK. You've got a casino king in the fray over there as well, and 6 to 8 for the Congress plus, 2 to 7 for the others in the fray. We're going to talk about Puducherry in just a bit, but let's put across our West Bengal numbers once again. Mr. Mukherjee, you wanted to make a point. We'll give you some time here. Mr. Mukherjee.
That now the Trinamool people, they are only waiting to get the exit polls wrong. So they only wish that the exit polls are wrong. And naturally, that's quite natural. Now, they have given an internal report also. The internal report is they'll get around 230. Okay, that could be morale boosting. They know it very well. But the point is that in Bengal, we have seen the left front come down from 235 to 40. So if Mamta slips from 215 to below 100, I wouldn't be surprised. And Mamta went up by 6 times. Just there was a polling difference of 2.5% in 2011. Just because of that. Because if you go through the numbers in Bengal, Bengal always votes decisively. That we have found. It never goes around the magic figure. When it goes, either it goes up by 200 or it comes down below 100 or something like that. So the middle numbers are not there. From 1952 for 7 decades, if you go through, you will see that it started with 40% polling. And now it has gone up to 90%. But the significant part is that when Mamta came to power, polling was 84%. And it had gone up by 2.5%. But when CPM came to power in 77, in comparison to 72, polling had come down by 10%. But even then, CPM got a substantial number. Bengal is a very unique case that Bengal, you really cannot see how things are shaping up. If you go by the numbers,
often miss West Bengal, and there are plenty of reasons for that. You can't sample it accurately. Even today, I was hearing another psephologist, let's not be taking names here, on a very, prime news channel talking about how it's difficult. People aren't really talking about it, and the phase 2 elections got over today, just a couple of hours back. So it's not easy for them either. It's a long drawn process. Mr. Phukan said that there is a warning. These aren't always the right numbers, but it's also a very difficult logistical process to carry out. So we must wait for all those, but you're absolutely right, Mr. Mukherjee. All those factors at play, and you already mentioned in your first and opening submission that you wouldn't be surprised if these numbers actually went across to 200 on that. Live coverage of the exit polls continues. This is the mini general election. We've got 4 states, 1 union territory, and the results very soon on the 4th of May. But some of those, singular exit polls, let's shift our focus now to the bigger picture. We're looking at 234 seats of Tamil Nadu, and it seems like it's going to be a close contest between the Dravidian parties. DMK edging according to at least 4 of those pollsters, and one a unique picture. TVK could very well be the king. When it comes to Puducherry, it seems like it's going to be the NDA that's edging across. A clean sweep for Himanta Biswa Sarma, who's smiling real hard in all those pictures, with 126 seats up for grabs. BJP is somewhere about 80 to 100. We'll showcase those numbers in just a quick bit. And quick comeback for the Congress party, the UDF in Kerala. Let's talk about West Bengal first and foremost. Let's showcase some of those numbers. The poll of polls for West Bengal on your screens. Take a look at that. The Matri is giving 146 to 161 to the BJP, 125 to 140 to the Trinamool Congress. Chanakya strategies 150 to 160, 130 to 140 for Mamta Banerjee. You've got the Praja poll 178 to 208, crossing the 200 barrier for the Bharatiya Janata Party, 85 to 110 for Mamata Banerjee. Poll diary, again 142 to 171 for the Saffron Party, just 99 to 127 for the TMC. And People's Pulse, again, the only pollster giving a clear edge to Mamata Banerjee, 177 to 187 to Mamata Banerjee, and just about 95 to 110 for the Bharatiya Janata Party. The poll of polls, and this is the bigger picture here. Pratim Ranjan Bose, senior journalist with us on the broadcast, and our other panelists as well. Let's quickly introduce you to them. Preeti Priyadarshini, senior journalist joining us from Assam. Nirmal Abraham, political analyst with a keen focus on the state of Kerala. A good and unique picture this time in Kerala as well. Nirmal, we're going to come to that in just a quick bit. And R. Suresh Kumar, political researcher joining us from Tamil Nadu, continues to be with us. But Pratim Ranjan Bose, what do these numbers essentially tell us? 153 seats for the BJP, 133 for the Trinamool Congress. What does this essentially tell us? Where did the tide essentially shift? The BJP has been climbing the ladder, but like this, and how we were speaking to Mr. Mukherjee just before the break, he says he wouldn't be surprised if, BJP crossed the 200 barrier as well.
Well, to cross the 200 barrier, or let's put it this way, to cross the 180 barrier,
yeah,
the Muslim vote, which is with TMC, needs to be fragmented. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So until and unless that happens, I don't see an upside for BJP to 200, provided. Now, here is the basic problem: is that if BJP wins, it is on Hindu. We know that Hindu vote. It is the Hindu vote which has been the net addition to the kitty, right? And we saw today.
So, if the clear division is 70% Hindu votes, 30% Muslim votes, at least 55 to 60% Hindu votes must have gone to the BJP. And then you're saying the fragmentation of the Muslim votes is a major factor.
No, what I said is that if you look at, forget about past elections.
Okay.
You have to, I said this in the morning session, that don't compare these data with any election. You will reach to fallacious logic, because the data is not comparable by any standard. So this election, something unique has happened. Hindus have voted in equal measure with Muslims, which had never happened before. Okay.
Okay.
And if we look at it, there is no upside potential to Muslim votes. So whatever it is, that vote X is fixed more or less. The upside, the entire upside, the net addition to the voters or addition of voters is Hindu voters. Okay. So that said, the question was whether the Hindu votes is a wave, is it a consolidation, will take a consolidating pattern, or it will be another voting, probably for TMC, where we'll discuss about women votes, youth votes, etc., etc. So that if BJP wins, it has to be a consolidation of Hindu votes over and above whatever it was getting. The 40% vote that it was getting was there. On top of that, we were earlier discussing about the adding tribals, winning tribals, and winning the Hindi-speaking votes, which is substantial in a large number of assembly constituencies. But the basic Bengali Hindu vote, which has been coming in, Calcutta reported 87-88% votes, unprecedented.
Yeah.
At least, I can tell you that it is if you go by the basic data, then it was 63% last time. So, but 25% extra votes. But actually, over this, in that 63% last time, there was an element of rigging. This time, it is absent. It is pure voting. So people have voted. You just don't know which way. Apparently, you don't know which way it had gone. But if BJP wins, if BJP crosses that 148 mark, it has to be a case where Hindu vote has consolidated over and above whatever it was.
Okay, we hear you, Mr. Bose. We hear you. Is this razor-thin gap that we're talking about, 153 to the BJP, 133 to the TMC, do you think these numbers are going to hold? Because we have to give that warning. These are just indicators. These are just the trends. We don't know what the actual result is going to look like. But do you agree with these numbers? Do you agree with the credibility of these numbers?
I will say that there is a credibility in saying that, most of the polls are giving over 140 to BJP. That is basically the trend. So I should say that going by today's poll pulse, what I see on ground, And I can give you examples, but just to cut it short, that there is credibility to these numbers.
Okay, all right. Credibility to these numbers. Let's talk about the Assam poll of polls as well. Kerala and Tamil Nadu just coming in a short while. Gentlemen, do stay on with us. Preeti Priyadarshini is with us on the broadcast to help us put these numbers into perspective. Poll diary. And I think I don't need to talk about these numbers. Clear cut gave a clear edge to the NDA. You know, Preeti, we've been talking about this in the run up to the polls. So many of those issues, the passport row, Zubeen Garg was something that we all discussed back in the day. And it seems like it was a no election. And then suddenly the opposition started putting up a fight. And they have made key inroads, but not as much. 93 to the BJP, 27 to the Congress, just 6 to the others in the fray. Do you think these numbers are going to hold? Are you happy with these numbers? Is this in concurrence with your assessment of the ground?
Yeah, if it does extremely well, this 93 is the mark that it can get. Actually, it can get up to. Otherwise, if it is doing the worst that it has performed, like we are expecting, then also it will stand at least up to 83. So there may be 10 seats, there will be a little bit here and there, but yeah, mostly if it is doing the best, it is going to get around the 93, but yes, it is not going below 85 to 83. It will be at least to 83, which is definitely a good one for BJP and NDA as an alliance. And also, we have talked about the issues. You have rightly pointed that the issues that Congress made certainly had increased the vote share. Perhaps in certain constituencies, there will be a lot of fights, more than it had seen some fights in the last assembly elections or even in the Lok Sabha. But it was not enough to make the candidate win because of the schemes that was introduced by Himanta Biswa Sharma also in Assam, and along with that, the number of employment that was provided to the youth. Because we have talked about it, that the youth voters will make a definite mark this time in this election. And also the women voters, women schemes and the employment that was generated, and it was publicly made announced about the employment. So those two things have worked. Also about the infrastructure development in Assam, in certain places it has been done extremely well. The issues that opposition as a whole caught hold of was strong, but not very strong as all put up together to change the government this time.
Okay, all right. Many thanks for that quick sum up. Let's quickly talk about Tamil Nadu as well. Mr. Kumar with us. Sir, let's take a look at these numbers. Maybe these numbers would make you more happy than the Access My India that gave a clear edge to the TVK. Poll of polls suggests 125 for the 21-party DMK alliance, 65 for the AIA-DMK, 39 seats for TVK. I mean, those are great numbers for a debutant in any case, but you agree with these numbers more than the Access My India numbers, I think, and I believe.
DMK will cross something between 165 plus. That is for sure. DMK.
Okay. All right.
DMK on its own will form the government.
Yeah.
They will take something between 131 and 133 of its own. ADMK is giving a tough fight. The fight is between two Dravidian parties, DMK and ADMK. Okay. TVK is not in the... They're not in the picture.
Not at all. I mean, you're not even surprised that they're getting 39 seats. How many seats do you think the TVK is going to get?
Probably 1 to 2 seats. That's all.
1 to 2 seats, okay.
They're cutting the vote share of ADMK. They'll touch something around about 15 to 17%.
They're not going to be eating into the DMK vote share at all. Is that what you're saying?
They're eating into there is two type of votes in Tamil Nadu always. It is anti-DMK votes.
Okay.
That is from Dr. Anna's period. That anti-DMK votes will not be casted for DMK. It will go only to the ADMK when Dr. MGR also was there. And whatever anti-incumbency wave against MK Stalin government, that votes should go to ADMK.
All right.
But now that 1 or 2% of votes are being transferred to TVK. Okay. They will not cross more than 15 to 17%. And they are not converting into seats. Only as other polls says, there is only the TVK is in the second spot In Tamil Nadu, 234 constituencies. They are just in second spot in 11 constituencies. 11.
All right.
They're doing.
So 165. Your verdict is 165 seats for the DMK alliance. Let's wait and find out. 165 plus. 165 plus. All right, we hear you, Mr. Kumar. Finally, let's talk about Kerala as well. Nirmal, many thanks for patiently waiting. What do you think? It seems like it's going to be a clear comeback for the UDF over there. And I've been asking this question to all my panelists. It's going to now be a question of what Rahul Gandhi now thinks who he thinks is going to become the chief minister. I know he has a soft corner for KC Venugopal, but then you've got Chenny Thala. He's been a senior leader. VD Satishan, he's going to win for the 6th time if these numbers actually hold true. So a clear comeback, not like Haryana. Finally, a houseboat for the Congress party in the backwaters of Kerala.
Yeah, right, Kabir. I think it was the case even last time in 2021. If you look at the Lok Sabha elections and the local body elections that came before the assembly elections, UDF was performing fairly well. But then that's when COVID hit, and the LDF was able to make use of that as an opportunity, come on television, give us suggestions, and we looked upon the chief minister as if he was a guardian of the people. And all of a sudden that shifted and they won by 99.
But I thought Veena George did beautiful work during the COVID. Everybody was talking about how Kerala was the model.
That was KK Shailaja. Veena George came after 21. It was KK Shailaja.
Teacher Shailaja.
Yes,
my apologies. Yeah.
Right. So I think, it's good that you mentioned that, because right after COVID, Pinarayi Vijayan and LDF, party that supposedly stood up for women empowerment, suddenly removed the only woman that performed better than any other man in the party, which was KK Shailaja. The person who was mentioned on international platforms was suddenly removed from the cabinet. Okay, the people, the common man that the LDF stood for was suddenly striking in the streets. They were not, heard. They were not listened to. So all of a sudden that sentiment shifted, and we could clearly see the writing on the wall, because from 2021, there were 5 different by-elections that happened in Kerala. And in each of these by-elections, UDF doubled, quadrupled their votes. So Puducherry, there was a by-election. They got 4 times more majority than last time. There was a by-election in Palakkad. They got 6 times more majority. There was a by-election in Trikakara. They got 2 times more majority. They got back Nilambur. They had a clean sweep in the local body elections and a clean sweep in the Lok Sabha elections with 18 out of 20 seats. So the writing was always on the wall. The last election that we had here was the local body elections in December of 2025. And if you look at the pattern, Kabir, for the last 25 years, the LDF has dominated local body elections. And it was for the first time that the UDF dominated local body elections. So the writing was fairly on the wall. The only reason they ended up with close to 80 seats is because of KC Venugopal. I hate to say it, because he got involved in the candidate selection. And there were a few blunders there. He fielded fresh candidates in places where UDF had a 50-50 chance. He removed sitting MLAs and sitting failed MLAs, if I were to use that word, and fielded his allies. And that may have cost UDF a few seats. Otherwise, they would have probably won with a big majority, maybe 90, 95 or even 100.
And very quickly about the CM phase, who do you think the Congress party is going to select? The top brass. Who do you think they're going to select?
It's hard to predict. I think from the looks of it, KC Venugopal will come out and say that, no, I'm not interested.
Okay.
I already mentioned this, but the high command will eventually tell him to be the chief minister.
That's going to be a lump in the throat for VD Satish, and he's been vociferous in the assembly as well. He's been the leader of opposition over there. It's going to be very interesting. But certainly, I've completely run out of time here. Mr. Bose, many thanks for taking out the time. Preeti, always a pleasure to have you with us. Nirmal, many thanks again for taking out the time, helping us out with your keen focus on the state of Kerala, and R. Suresh Kumar helping us understand and putting those Tamil Nadu numbers into perspective.